Yeah. Okay. So let me introduce myself for the beginning. I'm Roman. I'm from Ukraine. I work as a product analyst for more than 2 years in game dev company called Bini Games. We created mobile game application for preschool children. I'm on, as I said, on this position for 2 years. It is my first job as a data analytics analyst, and I transitioned myself to this sphere from social media management. And if I can help you with your question about starting career in data analytics, I will be glad to do it. Firstly, I wanted to say that English is not my native language, so I may make some mistakes, but at least I try to help you with my advices and so on.
So no problem. First of all, thank you for taking this time to help me out because I know you're working, so you're pretty busy. So thank you for taking time to actually help me out with the mentorship.
You're welcome.
So one of the major issues I've always had, especially when trying to break into data analytics, is I can write the resume, I have the skills, but I don't know how exactly I can show them that I have the skills without because they don't even want to give you a chance to have an interview. So I'm trying to be like, how can I set up like a particular website for your portfolio so you can showcase your skills, or what can I do to kind of improve my chances for like skills and practicing?
May you explain about
Mm,
yourself? So
mhm,
your background and so on. I
mm.
looked at your LinkedIn profile. So you have education like financial analyst or something like this. May you explain about your previous background a little bit?
Sure. So I worked at TD for 4 years. So I initially started with like just handling bank transactions. Then I got switched into the direct investing, where I was working in a brokerage, where I was helping clients place trades, like do analytics on reports. So I was doing a lot of more day trading for clients and account management for clients. But I wanted to go deep into data analytics and AI. So that's why I took a break to study business intelligence and data science with like machine learning, because my overall goal is like to start off with data analytics, trying to understand how we can use data to make business driven decisions, then integrate AI, because the way things are going, AI is going to be extremely important in the future. So for businesses, we need to find a way to kind of integrate that and use that for like machine learning. But the issue is that landing like I have the resume, but it seems like the people who are hiring they find it hard to like see that, okay, this is what you have, but how do I know you just didn't write those skills? How do I know you don't actually have those skills? So that's where I'm trying to figure out how I can brand myself better to people, and also like practice even more, have more products I can practice with to like sharpen my skills as a data analyst. So that's one of the reasons why I like your profile, is because it looks like you definitely have the experience and you have more of the inside knowledge of what actually matters in data analytics.
My advice will they construct on some my experience, and also I
Mm,
believe in a couple of things. First of all, like your LinkedIn profile, also your media visibility, and also
mm,
your portfolio projects. So I would like to like showcase them one by one. So let's start from your LinkedIn profile. Okay,
yeah.
I will share my screen. Uh, yeah, something like this. Yeah, okay. Let's start.
Yep.
Do you see it, right?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Yeah. First of all, I will compare it with my profile because for me will be easier.
Mm,
LinkedIn give you an opportunity for this should to pass this one link. So it's like link, and you can add 30 characters to explain what it is about. So
yeah.
there will have to be your portfolio projects, because I already saw it that here I can find some of your portfolio project, but it is too deep. to dig. No, it have to be right here. So at the
Yeah.
bottom, at the like upper side, at the front
Yeah.
of your profile, it have to be here, like your most valuable projects that you wanted to add. Also about GitHub a little bit later. Okay, so here. Next, about your media visibility. So I advise you to write posts not only about like it is look like some automation post. Just finish the course by this author. Check it out. Then the previous one. Just finish course. By oh, it's look like it's was written by some bots and so on, not human. So you have to explain. Oh, for example, yeah, you finish this course. So what's the main like your insights of this? Maybe you create some projects of this. Maybe you can like print this certificate and take a photo with him. Because it is your page. It is not for just publish some documentation, but about your like I don't know how path to this data analytics career and so on. So you have to work on this, not just one sentence, but at least couple of sentences would explain. And you have to like show people, for at least your subscribers, that okay, you on this path, you try to receive this offer and so on and so forth. So we like a blogger. Some kind of this, but about your like educational experience and so on. Yeah. Okay. Next, it have to be like here is about good, but LinkedIn have this nice feature that can showcase your skills. So it's like it's very easy. It's like here. You can add these 5 most valuable skills. My advice is try to add skills that connected to hard skills. So it's like Python, SQL, Google BigQuery, not about like problem solving or data analysis and so on. So this is more tools or programming languages, stuff like this. So it's like about media visibility. It's like in my case, for example, yeah. So I try, for example, post something about myself, about some. For example, I previously I wrote an article about 250 questions that you can receive on a tech interview, and I tell to people, please give me some of this question because I'm collecting it for article and so on. And here is my photo and stuff like this. So it's have to be also some more personal about it. Okay, you finish it, it's good, it's you say you will say it about it, but it's not enough. Tell something more, give some value to your subscribers and so because maybe some of your subscribers are for now are recruiters and talent acquisition specialists, and they will see this post and they may invite you on technical on interview. It's like the case for my previous mentee. She's from Ukraine. She after every course she finished, she created like a little book about like A/B testing, Power BI, and so on. And her post was very valuable for audience. People comment to this post, people repost this post, and one of the recruiter wrote to her for inviting her for a job interview, and he finally 2 days ago she received her job. Of course, she learned a lot. She was very consistent in it, but also LinkedIn and posts on LinkedIn helped for her to receive this job.
I see.
So you also yeah can use it. Yeah, about this stuff like with top skills we talk about it. Yeah. Also about your previous professional experience, you add these skills, okay, but you didn't explain what exactly you done there. So a couple of sentences, maybe some. Okay, in worst case, it can be just your your job requirements. So what you do, we already done previously. So like in my case, analysis of user behavior in the product, making recommendation for product improvements. But the higher level on this is when you try to write not only these job requirements, but also some your achievements. So, for example, helped create like 8 dashboards that helps reduce human efforts by like 5 hours a week and so on. So if you can write something in numbers, in percentages, like your achievements, it will be much better. But at least for now, there is zero explanation about your previous jobs.
Hmm.
So at least what you done previously, without numbers, without percentage. But if you can add some numbers, some percentage, it will be much better.
Okay, makes sense.
Also the same like with bank specialist, with finance administrator. I can't understand what exactly you done this. So you write about dashboards, about some analytical skills, about data analysis. But what
Mm.
kind of data analysis? Maybe some recruiters try to find someone who for a job, but this person can't understand, is it really you are eligible for this job? Maybe this data analysis that you provide previously, it was valuable and very related to this next job, but as you didn't explain anything, so it's hard to understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Also about education, uh, it's, as I understand, it's some online platform or boot camp or something like this, right? Or no?
Yeah, so it was like an online boot camp where they pretty much like go through all the essentials for
Mm-hmm.
business. So I went to the major university, did like finance and business economics, but
Mm-hmm.
like for the other ones, it was like an online boot camp that you pay for,
Mm-hmm.
and like they give you like different things, tasks and projects, and they give you like a grade and a diploma at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you create some projects during this bootcamp?
Yes, I did. So I created some projects. I was trying to now figure out what websites I should use to now post those projects. So the GitHub that you're seeing there is just like a test run GitHub, but like I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to now like actually clean it up so it will look more professional, more friendly. So once I finish with that GitHub, I'm trying to also make an actual website, but with the
Mm-hmm.
Wix.com. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, like I was just trying to just like finalize a couple of things, redo the projects again, and then
Mm-hmm.
paste it on GitHub and like go with like a very lengthy explanation of what I did.
Mm-hmm. So it's like about this site. So it's good if you will create your website, but at least
Mhm.
it have to be some storage. It depends on the project. So if we talk about something connected to Python or SQL, it could be GitHub. Some GitHub repository, you give a link and that's all. If we talk about Tableau, I didn't saw any mention about Tableau in your profile. So if about Tableau, there is
Mhm.
this free tool, Tableau Public. If you
Mhm.
create some dashboards, it gives you a link, and you have already this link, and you can paste any way you want, like in your CV and so on. If we talk
Yeah.
about Power BI, if I remember, the online version is paid version, but this desktop is free. So you
Yes.
created some dashboards on your desktop, and you can download, for example, on Google Drive, and then you also can give this link and so on. So it can be, it's like a minimum before you created the site. It can be some, I don't know if you heard about tools like Linktree. So where this one survives, that you can paste a lot of
Yes.
links. So Instagram bloggers use it and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but here with your this education, it have
Mhm.
to be like link on these projects, because
I
okay,
see.
you finish this boot camp. It's even, I can understand that it's boot camp, but at least like something that lasts for 4 months. It's have to be some kind of like boot camp, but you
Mhm.
have to prove. For example, that you learn there, that you have, that you had some created some projects and so on, so that you can add to your education some links on some and other resources. So it have
Yeah.
to be like here what you done previously during this bootcamp. So
Yes.
it's like whole your page on LinkedIn have to be like proveness of your skills and your previous experience. So it's like not only you, okay, you will say it on your page that you are a good specialist, but other people also have to say it on your profile that you're a good specialist. So we talk about it. a little
Yeah.
bit later. Yeah, so here have to be your projects. It's the part where you said. So before
I
this,
see.
it was the part where you said that you're a good specialist, and it's good.
Okay.
Also about licenses. Okay, skills. In my case, it have to be like first two skills because previously LinkedIn showed top three skills, but for now it is only two. But it have to be something that connected to hard skills, in my
Mm-hmm.
view. So it have to be like Python or SQL. And I saw that you have this like pass LinkedIn skill assessment. So it's additional like skill
Mm-hmm.
social proofness from LinkedIn that okay, you are in the top 30% of people who know Python who passed this skill assessment. So you have to up it. It have to be one of these two skills, and the
I
other
see.
can be the second can be SQL or Power BI or Tableau. So for me, it's for beginners. It is more valuable will be some tools or some programming language,
I
not
see.
like decision making, problem solving, and so on. It's very abstract for me,
Okay.
to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah. And also, if you can ask some your friends, some your colleagues, some
Mm-hmm.
previous colleagues, and so on, to endorse these skills, it
I
will be
see.
much better. Yes, it's this part that not only you say that you are a good specialist, but other people also said who said that you are a good specialist. So just
Okay.
endorse, and it also prove that you're a good specialist, at least like in the view of this talent acquisition.
I see.
Also, you didn't have this stuff like recommendation.
Okay.
So you have to find at least two people. Previously, it had to be three, but for now, it is two people on the main page. So someone who with whom you previously worked will all study who know you, and
Mm-hmm.
like they can write a couple of sentences about you. It's don't have to be about that you know Power BI greatly or SQL or Python. It's maybe more about soft skills that you are
Mm-hmm.
very systematic, organized, and so calm, and it is very uh, cool to work with you, and so on and so forth. So even
Okay.
if this person have no time, you even can write by themselves and just give them this couple of sentences, and then
Yeah.
they post it on your page. All you can write for them, they write for you, and it's like win-win
Win-win.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So it also, so for example, like look at your page in view of recruiter or talent acquisition. So
Yeah.
yeah, you had some experience previously, but you haven't any colleagues who say something about you and so on. And so it is strange. So it's
Okay.
also have to be proven, yeah, that you not have this like skills, but at least that you are a good guy with whom it is very pleasant to work, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Also, there is some other sections, for example, like volunteering. So if you have some volunteering activity, social activity, like helping animals, blood donation, and so on and so forth, so you can add it. It is also good looking for others. And also there is a section about projects where you also can add some projects
I see.
and so some links to it. So the main goal for LinkedIn is the more you fill your pages, so some sections and so on, the better it will be because you show your expertise. And also like algorithms, LinkedIn's algorithms also will appreciate people who fill their page better. Yeah,
I see.
so
I see.
you can use it, but also I advise you try to post some not only your certification, but
Mm-hmm.
also your stories, your I don't know, educational winnings, or maybe some struggles and so on. So to be you on your page, of course
Understood.
connected to
Yeah.
professional content,
Yeah.
to data analytics profession, but more you, because people subscribe to your page for you, to know
Yeah.
your news, to read your post, not just like this is like one sentence that you finish some courses and so on.
Understood. No, I understand. Is it does, yeah, right. It does sound very robotic because I
Mhm.
didn't write it. I just put the certification and LinkedIn
Yeah.
automatically puts
I
it. So
understand that it is,
you
yeah,
kind
it's
of need to make
automatic.
it,
Mhm.
yeah. So I understand.
Yeah. So next about GitHub. I saw it. So if I looked at this, also my advice on LinkedIn and on
Yeah.
GitHub also, try to change photo. For example,
Hmm.
when you try to find some photo when you looked at the camera and
Hmm.
maybe smile, it will be
Okay.
look better than just you looking somewhere, not on someone who look at your page at
Hmm.
this time. Yeah, but about GitHub, what's strange, so when I looked at your page, I see that you commit on GitHub in 1 year only this 12 times, but it is just 4 days, so that's all. And in case in my view, as for example, like as talent acquisition, I might thought, well, oh, this guy maybe try coding only 4 times and that's all, because
Hmm.
he's not so active and so on. So in this case, your GitHub maybe even play against you, not for you,
Okay.
because it is not so. For example, I in my work, I like publish it's almost every day, so you can even find where I was on vacation. It's like
Hmm.
just this stuff where not posting something in a week. So when you see like a green field like this, you understand that okay, at least for a year I try to code, to commit a lot and so on. But so my advice, if you learn Python, for example, you can create some repository. uh,
Hmm.
it may be like private repository, so no one sees this code.
Okay.
Yeah, well, as it is for education and not for showing. But you can like in settings there is settings that you can commit, and the people
Hmm.
can see your committing but not see your code. So
Okay.
and at least so when you learn in something in SQL on or in Python, people could see this green field, and it will be much better than it looks like you're active with your coding learning or coding working and so
Hmm.
on. Because for
Okay.
now it's like very very poor looking. Yeah. Also about the projects, like they all about machine learning. So there is some data analysis part, but they all in machine learning. And I don't understand why you, for example, like this telecom churn rate. Why you choose this to create this as your portfolio?
No, so like I was just testing this out because I was just trying to set up my GitHub because I'm in a class
Mhm,
where they're telling me, yeah, we need to set up GitHub. So
mhm,
our main setup is starting next week, but this was also like my practice. So
mhm.
now I'm trying to now add more stuff because this morning I
Yeah.
just finished with it did a lot of things, even with like the Tableau, like
Mhm,
visualization and
mhm,
everything. I just finished it this morning. So I'm now trying to just package everything. But before I then package everything, I wanted to get like advice from like experts why
mhm,
this is
mhm.
important, what I need to add and everything. So yeah, I was adding the data analysis, but because I also study data science, I was just adding the machine learning too as well, just to
Mhm,
kind of
mhm.
show why like I am actually doing this, right? So the World Cup one is extremely massive. I'm gonna actually
Yeah. It's
take it
it's
down. Yeah.
something that I wanted to say to
Yeah.
you. Yeah, there are like the majority of these projects. It's just
Mm,
that you're showing data, like these
mm,
Twitter sentences. So in
yeah.
my view, you can shorter it. So if, for
Yeah.
example, if when you show it, you just like head and the
Yeah.
five, and that's all. Like
Yeah.
limit yourself, because this like the majority of this project, it will be much shorter,
Yeah.
because it is a lot of stuff that nobody will look to. They will look on your conclusions or your algorithm, not
Yeah.
about. But it's majority of this. It's just these tweets.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can create it shorter and better looking.
Okay.
Yeah. So also you will add some data analysis stuff, and also try to be consistent on this. So if you learn some Python SQL, try create some repository on this course, create it as a private repository, and commit as you learn something. For example, in my case, I write a code every
Mhm.
day. So at the end of my day, before I shutting down my laptop, I commit it to private repository.
I see.
Nobody can see this code because it is work code, but at least I have this green field, and it's look like I'm active, and I'm really active on GitHub.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
Also, about as I saw that it's like your first mentoring session on ADP list. My
Yes.
advice is, yeah, as you struggle to receive the invitation from recruiter, I advise you to try find, and I already find like 4 recruiters from Canada on ADP list.
Oh,
And
thank
it
you.
will be much helpful because, okay, I can explain some stuff about data analytics, but these people who already like works every day as a talent acquisition or as a recruiter who looked at thousands of CVs, portfolio,
Mhm.
and so on, and they may help you with some stuff connected to your CV, to your also maybe some advices on LinkedIn and
Yeah.
so on. So yeah, it is. I use ADP list for my CV also for taking advice from people around the world about my CV, my LinkedIn, and so on. So I advise you to use not only to connect it to people from data analytics, but
Yeah.
also to recruiter. Because for a lot of mentee, it's like
Mhm.
something new. They don't even think about it that they can connect to recruiters for advices on ADP list, not just people in their specialty.
Okay, makes sense. And so, quick question, because I
Yeah,
also
yeah,
see
yeah, of
that
course.
you did data analytics, but you also did product as well. So, did
Mhm.
you go to like product? Did you do product management, or is like the data analytics, the skills you can easily transfer it into product management?
No,
Because I'm
it's
just like,
like not
yeah,
product management. I work as
okay,
a product analyst.
okay,
So we have like our company created a mobile application,
hmm
and this application like kids play in these games, and I try to help like product team where
hmm
already some product managers work, help them to create this app better. So what's for example, we have like new feature and we can launch this feature on all people, but we can launch it by A/B testing. And with the help of analytics, I can then say, okay, this feature is wonderful. People like it, people use it, and it's like help us to earn money. Or I can say this feature sucks. Nobody like it. We lose money before of it, and so on. So, like product analyst, it's someone who it's like data analysts who work connected with some product to help product team like make some decisions. It's decision on only about apps. So what can we add? What can we like not adding, and so on. So I learned some product management for this, but I'm not product manager. I
I
like
see.
on data side. I help product managers to make better decision, to understand what's their features that they launch, how they perform, and so on. How can we create it better if they perform not good, and so on.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Because I wanted to get that clarity. Because a lot of people that I've asked, they said that
Mhm,
data analysts and like if you're doing data analytics and you're also doing product management, that in the future is
mhm.
going to like intertwine. Because in the future they're going to be looking for people who are good with data analytics and also good with like managing the product. So I wanted your opinion on that. Is it true, or is just more of it's better to just specialize in the data analyst field?
In my case, it is better to specialize because, for
Okay.
example, I like working with data. I like help product team to create better projects, but I don't want to be product manager. I don't want to manage people, to be responsible for like more budgets and so on. It is
Mhm.
like one of the future possibilities for data analyst to become product manager because it's like he can more impact on the product because, for example,
Mhm.
I can analyze something, I can give my conclusion, but the main decision is for on product management. I can like change something and so on. I can like create good like report, very explainable and so on. But the last decision is on product management team. So as a data analyst, you have like three paths in your career. So first, you can be senior, so it's like a junior data analyst, middle, senior, team leader, and head of analytics, and so on. Second, you can learn machine learning, as you already know. and go from data analytics to data science. And it's also a wonderful path because machine or data science, in my view, it is like data analytics plus machine learning. So
I
it's
see.
like if you had this foundation in data analytics, it will be much easier for you to become data scientist.
Okay.
And third, it can be product manager because you already know data, because you already know this product, you already like talk with the developers, QA assurance engineers, and so on, and you just try to take more responsibility for this product, and that's all. So it's like three possibility for your future as a data analyst.
I
And
see.
like one of them is product manager, but it's not requirements obvious that you have to become product manager in future.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
good. And like, what would you say is the toughest part of being a data analyst? Because from what I've done, I'll say the toughest part is always cleaning the data. You can access it from, because I know in real world when you're trying to get data, it's a bit messy. You have to access everything from different sources. But like, would you say that's the toughest part of being the data analyst, or actually producing the reports that actually have meaning?
About cleaning data, it depends. So, for example, in our
Mm.
company, we have like 4 data engineers,
Yeah.
and it is their responsibility that our data will be clean and like wonderfully packed in different tables and so on. So, for example, if there anything wrong with the data, it means that data engineers work well, and so on. So for me, data cleaning is not like big part of my day-to-day job.
That's good.
For me, the toughest part is I think about responsibility. Because, for example, developers have their quality assurance engineer. So if developers create some bugs, some mistakes, it will be quality assurance engineer who finds this bug and says
Yeah.
that, oh, this bug, change it, and so on. But in your case, there are no any quality assurance behind your back that can help you, that said, okay, look, here is a mistake in your report, change it because it's not true, and so on. So you are the last person who is responsible for this report, and based on your report, your managers will make decisions. And if your report had some mistakes, it means that the decision will be not relevant. It's maybe not true, and so on. So you have to like pay always 200% attention. Be always like mindful about your analysis and so on. So it's hard, and sometimes it's called burnout for people, because especially if you work in some startup who like I don't know, struggle for money and so on. So there are not big earnings, and your mistake will be not so like huge in case of money. But if you work already on some successful product, and every your mistake will be like tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars maybe in future,
Mhm.
and so on, it's hard, and it's scary, to be honest. So it's for me, it is this part that nobody can prove you can find your mistake, and you are the last person who responsible for this report.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, for example, in our company, we use like peer-to-peer review, for example, for A/B testing. So I can give A/B my report and A/B test to my colleagues, and colleagues also can give me. But I could see some mistake only if it's too obvious. I will not calculate this report and try it from the beginning, from the scratch, and so on. So it's still, if this mistake is somewhere deep, it will be hard, almost impossible for me to find it. I will see only something that are on surface.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I see. So it's like definitely the responsibility
Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah.
If you already land to some successful
Mm.
product that had their product market fit, that earn a lot of money, so every your mistake, every your
Mm.
decision, the decisions that ground on this possibly mistakable report, it will be hard and scary. for you.
Okay.
So I always
For
try to
yeah,
pay very much attention, and it's
yeah.
hard for 8 hours straight, so
Mhm,
on. But at least you have to understand this responsibility, because your product team believes on you, and you have
mhm.
to prove this hope.
100%. Okay, that makes
Mm,
perfect sense. Because because I thought like from all the courses I was doing, even
mhm,
though yes, the data was relatively clean, when I went to do the data science, there was a lot of
mhm,
emphasis on cleaning the data. So I thought that as a data analyst, cleaning was always the toughest part, and I didn't
mhm,
really understand the role of the data engineer. So that's
mhm.
why I
Yeah,
never
yeah, yeah.
really wanted to go. But the
Mhm.
way the data engineers do earn a lot of money, so I thought, oh, maybe they were doing something like completely different from the actual data analyst.
No, no. So they try to establish this data infrastructure. So
Yeah.
okay, we have different source and data flow from this source to our database, and it is their responsibility that this flow, like this ETL processes, there will be like correctly and so on. So some company like hire data engineers, but some company try to hire a person who will be like part of data analyst as a data analyst, part as a data engineer. It's also impossible, but still, this it's like different set of skills, like the Python and working with Airflow and so some cloud-based storages and so on. It's not about like Power BI,
Hmm.
partly like SQL, but still there are a lot of Python in these skills.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and like so with what you're doing, do you focus more on like SQL or Python? Because in Canada, I've been hearing that a lot of data analysts they focus heavily more with SQL than
Mhm.
Python. So like I know Python is definitely something needed for data science because of all the
Yeah,
algorithms and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
But like for
yeah.
data analysts themselves, like they just focus more on SQL. Is that the same case for you as well?
Yeah, yeah, I think that is Python. It's like it depends on the analysis. So
Okay.
okay, I have some problem. I have to solve it to analyze data. Of course, I will go to like Google BigQuery in our case, and try to write some SQL query for receiving data. Without SQL, I even can't receive any data. I will be like worthless because what's data analysis if I can have any data? So I created this query, I received some data, and then it's depend on the amount of this data. So it's if we talk about like 20,000 rows, it's not huge data set, and I can in Google Query I can transform it in, for example, Google Spreadsheet, and it will be for me much quicker to like pivot this table to visualize it, to find to group and to find some problems and so on in this data set if it's like this small data set like 20,000 rows. But if we talk about like 2 million rows, my Google spreadsheet can handle it. It will be hard for him, and then I can like transform it to a CSV file, and then with the help of Python I can work with it. So it depends on the problem, it depends on the amount of the volume of this data set, if I will use Google Spreadsheet or I will use Python. But I try always to firstly use Google Spreadsheet because it is much quicker if it's some new problem and I
Yeah.
haven't any previous script for it. But with
Yeah.
Python it is good for some routine tasks. So for example, if you analyze something day to day and it's always like once a week or like maybe every day some stuff, you can spend a couple of hours, create some scripts, and then you can just give like CSV to this script and it's analyzed for all for you if you have to already optimize it. So
Yeah.
it depends. If you have some this routine, Python will be very helpful for it, for some routine tasks that you don't want to do. So you can just write it once and then receive the results every time.
Okay. That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so very in-depth analysis, like the way you broke down everything. So you're giving me like a new outlook because sometimes when you, because for me, I want to sound more human, just kind of break the ice. But someone
Mhm,
like
mhm,
me who, okay, took their time away from work, started writing on certifications, was getting on
mhm,
certifications, and still not getting called back, I was kind of very irritated. I was like, why is this not happening? Why is this? But like the way you've now explained everything and like giving like insights and feedback, and from their perspective, I can now understand like a lot of things, and I also understand more about the role. It's not just about knowing like how the things functions, about how creative you are with it, and the responsibility, because people are relying on you for that data, so they kind of need to see that, hey, we need to ensure that you actually know what you're doing, how you can visually present things, because we're going to rely on you for a lot of our decision making, and nobody wants to rely on somebody who's amateurish. So what you've kind of done for me is like you've kind of broken down a lot of things, and it makes a lot of sense to me now. I do have one other question. So for your data, do you also do like use cloud services, like let's say the AWS, or do you use Azure?
we work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we work on Google Cloud.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
it's
Google Cloud. Okay.
obvious for companies to use some cloud database, because it is very comfortable to work with, and this, so we work with Google. I didn't use the AWS, Amazon, or Azure. I know that there are some data stores like this, but I will use only this Google Cloud.
Okay, because I asked some people, and I mean, relative to the size of the company, I think for some smaller companies, they use some definitely use SQL, some definitely use like Python for certain other things. But like they also said, there was a company that told me they use NoSQL, and I was not really familiar with NoSQL.
Yeah,
So
I heard about it, but I didn't work with it. Yeah, I don't even imagine how you can do something without SQL. I'm used to SQL very much. Yeah, so I don't know how it is impossible.
Okay.
Yeah, but still possible. Yeah. So about this, like that you saw that recruiter have to be like confident in you. So you can like there are like two parts that I said, like projects and other people with whom you work. So it's this issue that can help you to establish this proveness. So you have to, the more you can prove that you are a relevant person for this job, the better will be. So your projects, they can show that you have the skills, you know this stuff, and so on. So your previous colleagues, it's also proven that you have these soft skills, that you're good to, that you know how to work in teams, and so on. Also, there will be some technical interview, home test assignments. They also prove from company points of view that you are relevant. But to go to this stage, you have to like work on these previous like projects and people who give you recommendation, referrals, and so on. Because for any new company, you are a new person, and they don't know you are really relevant for them or no. So it is a risk from their point of view also. So if you can reduce this risk, the more you reduce it, the better chances that you receive this offer, or at least invitation for interview.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So thank you for that, because I wasn't seeing that aspect. I was just focused on trying to get like the technical skills down. But now I'm like, I get it. Like you kind of have to have some kind of endorsement, you know. So everything kind of makes sense. Yeah.
I like it. It's called social prunus. So when all the people, not you, when you say that you are a good specialist, it's like advertisement. But when other people say that you are a good specialist, it's like public relations. So other people, not only you, because of course you will say that you're a good specialist, but try for other people to say that you're a good specialist. It is harder to receive this recommendation, but it's much valuable than just your saying that you are good.
Okay, makes perfect sense. Thank you very much. And so for someone who is also like if you're a data analyst, how different is it from someone who's into business analysis? So is it like more of you kind of have to like have a financial and business background, or is just are the skills? What I'm trying to say is that for data analysts, can they easily transfer skills to become a business analyst?
To be honest, it is a difficult topic, because this like a business analyst, this position differs from company to company, from country to country. For example, in our case, like data analyst, like product analyst, I'm also responsible for information connecting to money that our app received. So it's also my responsibility, even if it's like look like money stuff, business stuff, and so on. In mostly a data analyst, it's someone who work with stakeholders who collect some requirements, for example, for new feature. We wanted to establish to set new feature in our apps. Okay, like business analyst, he will talk with product manager, with developers, with animators, arts people, with like sound designer and so on. So with a lot of people who will create this feature in future. And he will wrote a big documentation where he explained in schemes, for example, if you click this button, what happened, if you click this, and so on. So after this business analyst finish his or her work, it will be large document about this feature that explain everything, and we just develop, like artists have to draw it, animator animate it, developer create, code it, like in case like it's described. It's business analyst in my point of view. But there is like a BI analyst, business intelligence analyst, who like more than data analysts, who work more on with dashboards, with visualization stuff, and so on. So it's like very different responsibility for business analyst. In one case, like this, someone who work with documentation, with requirements, with stakeholders, or this BI analysts who work with dashboards, with visualization, and so on, and also business analysts who work maybe with data connecting with money, and so on. So I can't help you because it is like different professions, and it's sometimes combined in some sphere, but at least it's very different.
No, I just wanted to get that like out of the way, because I definitely still want to go into data analytics. It's just that because I saw business analytics and I saw data analytics, I thought like the skills were like intertwined, where the business analytics focuses more on like the business requirements and forecasting and all that. But like I now see that they're completely different. So like now everything just kind of just makes sense. So thank you for that.
So different companies sometimes choose different names. For example, sometimes I see jobs like data scientist jobs, and I read these requirements and understand it's like all stuff that I do. There are no machine learning and A/B testing, like SQL analysis and so on. But they called it machine learning because they think all machine learning sounds cool, more cool than data analysis. Maybe more people will apply on this and so on. Sometimes this business intelligence, I think the same stuff. So you have to read requirements and you will understand, okay, are you eligible for this position or not eligible? Because it's always like someone wants to work in with documentation and so on. Someone asks for SQL. So if they're asking for SQL, Python, like some data visualization, it's like data analyst. So you can apply on it, and that's all.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Thank you so much, Franz.
Do you have any question for now?
No other questions. Like you've answered all the major things I was trying to understand before I go deep into the data analysis.
I'm glad that I'll help you. So in case of future, if you collect some other question, feel free to reach to me on ADP list. I will be glad to help you with this stuff. And if you will have one question that it doesn't make sense to establish a meeting, so you can just type it on ADP list, and during the day I will answer it.
Okay. And like I do have this one minor request. Like if you're free in your own free time for like a mentorship session, I want to create like work on my GitHub profile and work on projects that the next couple of weeks, like 1 week or 2 weeks. And I just wanted like your own professional review of it, so that I'll try and see what I can improve on my GitHub. So okay, I'll definitely
let's try. Okay, well, when you'll be ready, you just wrote to me and we can look at it. Okay,
perfect.
So
all right,
goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Goodbye.